low IQ crazy Greenies, climate crisis education. In the case of New Zealand, low IQ Greenies means every MP in the Green Party and all of the equally as crazy mad Greenpeace organization. When Earth was first formed around 4.5 billion years ago, it was a dramatically different place compared to what it is today. Here's a snapshot of its early conditions. Earth formed from the accretion of dust and gas in the solar nebula, along with collisions of planetesimals and protoplanets, which generated a significant amount of heat. The early Earth was likely a molten ball of rock due to the heat from its formation, radioactive decay, and frequent collisions with other celestial bodies. The initial atmosphere was composed of hydrogen and helium, which were lost to space due to solar wind and the Earth's weak early magnetic field, followed by a secondary atmosphere of volcanic outgassing, which released gases such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, methane, ammonia, and sulfur compounds. There was little to no free oxygen. The cooling of Earth's surface led to the formation of a solid crust, although it was still very dynamic with frequent volcanic activity and tectonic movements. The surface was constantly bombarded by meteors and comets, leading to frequent impacts which contributed to Earth's heat and volatility. Earth's initial climate was very hot, with frequent volcanic eruptions and a thick, greenhouse gas-rich atmosphere creating extreme conditions, all without human involvement. The early Earth was a hot, molten, and hostile environment with a heavy atmosphere lacking in oxygen. In other words, Earth's initial climate was caused 100% by natural factors. Before modern human life, Earth experienced several significant climate change events that shaped its environment and ecosystems. Here are some of the most notable ones. Snowball Earth, the Cryogenian period, 720 to 635 million years ago. During this period, Earth experienced extreme glaciations, with ice sheets possibly covering much of the planet's surface, including the equator. These glaciations would have drastically altered the planet's climate. End Permian extinction, 252 million years ago. Also known as the Great Dying, this event is the most severe extinction event in Earth's history, with about 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrate species going extinct. Massive volcanic eruptions in the Siberian traps led to significant global warming, ocean acidification, and a decrease in oxygen levels. End Triassic extinction, 201 million years ago. Another major extinction event that eradicated about 76% of all species, including large amphibians and many early reptiles. Volcanic activity associated with the breakup of the supercontinent Pangaea led to climate change and ocean acidification. Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum, 56 million years ago. This was a rapid global warming event where temperatures rose by 5 to 8 degrees centigrade over a few thousand years, due to massive releases of carbon dioxide and methane, probably from volcanic activity, methane clathrates, or other sources. Eocene-Oligocene transition, 34 million years ago. A period of significant global cooling that marked the transition from the warm climates of the Eocene to the cooler climates of the Oligocene. Caused by declining levels of CO2 and the formation of the Antarctic ice sheet. Quaternary glaciation, 2.58 million years ago, to present. This period includes the current ice age, characterized by cycles of glacial and interglacial, cold and warm periods, caused by variations in Earth's orbit known as Milankovitch cycles, changes in greenhouse gas concentrations, and tectonic activity. Milankovitch cycles describe the collective effects of changes in the Earth's movements on its climate over thousands of years. These glacial cycles have had, and still do have, a profound impact on Earth's climate, sea levels, and the evolution and distribution of life, including the eventual rise of Homo sapiens. All of these events highlight the dynamic nature of Earth's climate system and its ability to undergo significant changes over geological timescales, all completely driven by a variety of 100% natural factors. The emergence of human life on Earth was a gradual process spanning over millions of years, involving the evolution of various hominid species. However, Anatomically modern humans known as Homo sapiens have existed only for around 300,000 years. In summary, so far, up until the Industrial Revolution, climate change on planet Earth was only caused 100% by natural factors, no human contribution yet. The Industrial Revolution started in the late 18th century around the 1760s in Great Britain, and continued into the early to mid-19th century. This remarkable period marked a profound transformation in manufacturing, transportation, and overall economic and social structures, setting the stage for the modern industrialized world. The human impact on climate change can be traced back to different periods in history, with significant milestones including the advent of agriculture, the Industrial Revolution, and the post-World War II economic boom. The most significant impacts have occurred since the Industrial Revolution, with an exponential increase in greenhouse gas emissions. This now begs an obvious question, but first, a quick distinction. Weather is about short-term atmospheric conditions in a specific place and time. Climate change is about long-term changes and trends in the atmosphere, often measured over decades or longer. Understanding both is crucial for comprehending how our environment functions and how it is changing over time. Clearly, significant climate change has been occurring over the past 4 to 4.5 billion years or so, with the vast majority of this time, namely over 99.999% of the time, climate change has been caused by natural factors 100% of the time. And some of these climate change events have been highly significant extinction-level events. Assuming we just agree for the sake of simplicity, and accept that the effects of the human's industrial revolution do indeed contribute to climate change, this now begs the obvious question: what percentage of today's global climate change is caused by human activity, and also, what percentage is caused by natural factors? And, will banning the use of fossil fuels, or driving EVs, or stopping livestock animals from belching wind, actually make any difference to climate change caused by natural factors? The low IQ Mad Hatter crazy greenies always leave out the important statistics when they intimidate everyone with shallow cries of climate change crisis. Why don't you pluck up courage and tell everyone what percentage of climate change is caused by natural factors, and what percentage of climate change is caused by human activity? That way, people will be able to see for themselves if it's worthwhile chasing emission or carbon neutral targets. And, while you're at it, why not tell everyone that, regardless, there is absolutely nothing that New Zealand can do that will have any significant effect on global climate change? Better to have a chat with China for a good starting point, instead of intimidating New Zealanders. Thank you for listening. Geraint, on behalf of WhangareiTim.